everyone, and welcome to another Monday evening crafting time. So glad you can join me tonight. I know it's a busy week for everybody, and so really appreciate you popping in and spending some time with me. My name is Lillian from Stamper's Niche. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, joining you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. So let me just think for a minute. Hi, Fran. Hi, Judy. So glad to have you here. I don't know. I'm wondering how many of you are all ready for Christmas and you can just sit back and relax, and how many of you have quite a few things to do. Let me know in the comment section if you're still scrambling around like me and trying to finish things up, or if you're already finished and ready to relax. So let's go down to my desk and see what's in store for tonight. Oops, what's that, Queen? Something's, let's see here. Got something going a little haywire with my, wonder where that's from. Something with my phone stand. And I don't know, we might just have to live with it. Whoops, I guess I'm breaking apart my phone stand. Here, let's just see if I can get things back together. Sorry about this, folks. Little, it's not even technical. It is equipment malfunction here. It's fell apart on me, and I gotta put it back together. So sorry if I'm making you a little seasick. We will get there. Slowly but surely. There we go. It looks like a lot of you are getting pretty close. That is excellent. I'm actually pretty close too. I've still got to do quite a bit of wrapping. And of course, I get these brainwaves for new projects to do, which I should leave well enough alone. I know that in my early days, before I was married, my family used to tease me because I would often give them half-finished presents and then say I would finish them during the Christmas holidays. So I have improved from that. Oh, you guys are so organized. I am so impressed. That is super. Okay, well, last week, I showed you that little gnome, this little gnome right here, and you all seemed to fall in love with it, and you were ready to learn how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you that, but then I'm also going to show you some other gnome-themed types of things. So today is a gnome night. All right, so first off, just before we go to the project, just remember this catalog here is ending. It will end January 3rd, I believe, but a lot of things are selling out already. So if there's something you really want, I would suggest you go to my website and click Shop Now, and then enter what you want and find out if it's even available anymore. Some of the things are highly discounted, so just be aware that that's what's happening there. Also, Stampin' Staycation registration has opened, and that's always so much fun. I've been talking about it in my newsletter and that kind of thing, but I just wanted to give you a heads up, and anybody from around the world can take part, so that's good. Ooh, I'm seeing lots of love for gnomes. Yay! Well, we're going to get right down to it here. So these little gnomes, first off, what he's sitting on are the mini jam jars. So they come in a box, really nicely packaged, and there's 6. I only have a few left here. So that's what I've got him sitting on. And then let me just show you here. I'm going to be using the red velvet paper. Now this is 12 by 12 paper in the mini catalog, but we are going to use a 6 by 6 piece of it. Ideally, I would have used the 6x6 felt. Let me just show that to you. But I didn't have it. So I am ad-libbing a little bit. And you can always do that, right? But the felt would be softer and easier to work with. So that's in the mini catalog. It, I believe, is retiring. So the red felt is here, and it's on page 41. And the white felt is on page 37. So they're both from the mini catalog. So just a heads up about that. So I'm using the snowy white felt to make this snowflake. So, of course, they feel wonderful. If you're like me and you like to feel those kinds of things, I love the tactile feel. So what we're going to do is turn it over, and because this is actually paper on this side, I want to soften it up a little bit. So I'm just using my bone folder, just so it's going to curve a little bit. If it was the felt fabric, you wouldn't have to do this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move some junk out of the way. We're going to bring in a little hole punch. We're going to bring in a snowflake, and we're going to bring in a brad. So I'll take out a couple. We've got black or white, and it doesn't matter, but I'm going to go with white right now. There we go. So we have everything all organized. Now, I don't know if you ever fold serviettes this way or napkins, but you can sort of just angle it down like that. Now, don't make a fold. You're just making an angle, and then you're bringing this over, and you have to be a little bit firm because it's the paper. But do you see that I've got like a cone shape going on here, right? So I'm going to hold that, punch a hole with the hole punch. Oh, right about there. And now I could just put a brad in and it would look really good, just like that. But I've got this cute snowflake, and I should have put the brad in the snowflake when I had two hands. Let's see if I can make this work. I'll just put the snowflake over the hole, put the brad through everything. There we go. And now I can use both my hands. And now I've got the cap. Now if it starts to go like this, just bring in some mini glue dots, and they can rescue you that way. And I was just thinking this week, because I knew that I was going to make this with you. You know, there's the elf on this shelf, and I was just thinking, oops, there's my glue dot. What would it be if it was a gnome? And we could call it the gnome on the roam, or roaming gnome, or something like that, I guess, couldn't we? So there we go. We've got it like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring in, doesn't want to stick very well. I'm going to go, do you ever put your bone folder down inside something like that to be an extra, there we go, extra reinforcement. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to freehand cut this point off. It really doesn't matter. Just kind of do that. Now, if I was making more, if I was making one in white, I could use this and cut a snowflake out of that. I see that I need to just maybe, there we go. Now let's bring in one of the jam jars and see if we like the looks. It looks to me like it's going to be pretty good. So there, you can see he's going to fit right on like that. Now at this point, I'm going to bring in what's going to be the nose, and I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber and some, the nose is actually petal pink, so I'm going to bring in some petal pink ink as well, and just add a bit of color shading to add dimension to the edges here. Now this gnome was not original with me. I first saw it done by a New Zealand demonstrator named Jackie Williams, but I did fall in love with it, and couldn't resist trying it myself. So I'm going to fasten the nose on first before we do anything else. So I'm just putting a glue dot on the upper portion of the nose. And let's see, where do I want the nose to be? Oh, maybe right about there. Like that. Now we need a bit of hair. Or pardon me, not hair, whiskers, right? So you can see this comes together pretty easily. So what I did was I took one of our clear blocks, the eye one, and I took some linen thread. For this one here, the first one, I used the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, but I didn't have enough left, so I switched over to linen thread. You can just adapt to whatever you've got in your arsenal. And, okay, this ended somewhere. And I forgot to mark where it was. We're going to just start a new one there. There we go. And all you're going to do is, well, that didn't work out very well. Okay, there, I think we've got it. You're just going to keep wrapping it around. Now I started because I didn't think he wanted me to watch me do it forever, and so I just held the ends down with some washi tape, and it's really a personal preference as to how many times you wrap it around. On this one here, I counted, and it's about 40. Now this twine is just a little bit finer, but I still think it would be fine. And I don't know, we'll do another 10 here. 1, 2, 3. That's exactly what happened when I was working before. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can shove it down if you want. 9, 10. That'll be good enough. That'll get the idea across. So I'm going to bring that washi tape in and just hold it while I do a little bit here. I'm going to run some thread down in here. So just to hold it together. So as many of you know, I like to use these dental floss things as like giant needles. Now, you could use just a piece of thread, but I'm just going to use some of this linen thread since it's here. And the only purpose for this, it's not going to be seen, is just to hold it together. So now I'm taking this, sliding it underneath, like that, just pulling it through. This is one needle I can thread. That's a nice big hole. So there we go, and just tie a knot just to hold the threads together. You don't want to bunch them together, you just want to tie them together so that they're a little bit easier to work with, like that. There we go. So we'll get that out of the way and this out of the way. Now, I also found it was easier to work with if I took a bit of tear and tape and ran it just along here. It's just going to hold those pieces together. I'm just running it along the linen thread. I'm not going to peel the backing off. It's just to hold it. All right, I'm going to remove the washi tape. A Post-it note would work. Whatever is easiest for you. And now on the other end. So I tied at this end here. The other end, I am going to cut those threads and take it off. Oh, I meant to do something before I did that. So let's use my scissors as an anchor. And I'm going to run, now this is the front, right? I am going to run tear and tape just on the inside of the front there, just to hold the whiskers in place. Might have been a little generous with the tear and tape there. We'll see. So I'm putting it there. It's not pretty, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be. It's not exact. It doesn't have to be. I'll just peel the backing off of that. Take the whiskers, push it down into that tear and tape. Now you see what's happening on the front? It's all coming together. Now, it's still sticky in some of those areas because I used a whole lot. So I'm actually going to run one more piece of tear and tape. I'm going to make it a little bit longer, and I'm going to cover up everything that is sticky. And it's also going to hold the beard in place just a little bit more. I'm not going to peel that off. And again, not pretty, doesn't have to be. So there it is, just like that. So we've got that. Now let's bring in this. We've got the next little gnome, and all we're going to do now is take a piece of this, wrap it around the top. Now, if this was actually felt fabric, I would cinch it in a little bit, but this is more papery, so it doesn't cinch as well. But we will just tie a bow. That helps hold it together a little bit more as well. Tying a bow on camera should be outlawed, right? There we go. And remember, when you want to adjust a bow, you hold the knot and then pull the tails. And then you get it going into place. There we go. Just like that, we've got gnome number 2 done. And then you can fill it with whatever you want. This one here, I filled it with just some red candies. I went to Bulk Barn and looked for some small red candies. Peppermints would work. Then you could think of tags or all kinds of things. This linen thread's going all directions. Talk about bedhead. This is a wonky beard, but it's lots of fun. So what do you think of those? What size is the nose? Somebody, Fran asked. Do you know what? That's a good question. The nose is about 3/4 of an inch. What I used to make the nose was, remember I used these Picture This dies a while back? I used one of the small circles from here. So the nose was not, nothing in this was exact. It was whatever I had that was close in size. That looked good. So I'm seeing lots of love for these cute little gnomes. And so let me show you another kind of gnome. So let me bring in the next tray. And sometimes it's fun to have a gnome that you can put on a package or a card, or somebody, I just saw someone say, so cute and easy. Oh, Roz, oh yay. Yes, it is easy, isn't it? Who would have thought? It looks much more complicated. So these little gnomes, we made gnomes something like this last year, and I just wanted to revisit it because you could put them on a tag or something like that. So let me just show you my thought process behind this. So for the beard, it's any die that is kind of shaped like a beard. This is actually a tree die from the Beautiful Trees. So it is this die right here, and it's going to be the beard. This one here is actually a pine cone from the seasonal labels. So it is the little pine cone right here, and this one here is the one I used here. So again, this is a pine cone. So you could use any die or punch that has sort of a bumpy triangle, right? Last year we used the tree. So I think, I can't remember if we used the tree for the hat or for the beard, but we used it for one of the things. Then we used the stitched triangles to make the hats. So stitched triangles, we've got all these triangles, but these ones right here make great hats for gnomes. So if you don't have that, what I've also seen used is, let me just, where did I put my catalog? Here it is. I see a lot of people using the suit and tie, so that this die here makes a great triangle too. Or you could freehand. Last year's tree was for the beard. Okay, good. Thank you, Karen. My memory is never good, and so appreciate that. Thank you. So we could use it for the beard again this year. So lots of fun. So once I had this one put together, I'm going to show you how I put them together. I thought, ooh, the beard needs some texture. So then I brought in the bark embossing folder, and you could use any kind of embossing folder, and added some texture. So I don't know if you can see that there or not. So let's make these two gnomes right here. So how I figured out what triangles, I just held the triangles over until I figured it looked pretty good. So we're going to keep it pretty simple. We're not even going to do any sponging. We're going to attach the noses to the hats right off the bat. So we'll put this one here and this one here, and then we're good to go. Oops, I forgot to use my mat. Getting glue on here. There we go. Then we'll just put some glue along here. And take our little upside down pine cone, add this, and look at that. Isn't he so cute? I love them. Oh, Roz, you like the embossing folder idea. Thank you. I thought I kind of like that myself, I have to admit. So let's put a bit of glue here. And there we go. And you could always, if you wanted, you know, twist this and make a little bend in the hat if you wanted, that kind of thing. So those are the gnomes that I wanted to share with you tonight. It isn't a long session tonight. I just wanted to give you some ideas. This paper is from the stacks of paper in the color families. So this was from the Regals. Love the texture on the beards, Judy. Oh, so I do too. I was wishing I'd done it before I glued him together, but I can always make some more. This was from the Sweet Stocking designer paper. So it's whatever designer paper you like the hats for, or it could be just cardstock. Now, if I wanted, then I could take a little gift bag, put the tag on it, and the to and from, and we'd be good to go to have that really cute little presentation. So there you go. I was going to do show and tell. Good thing, Sue. I just saw your name and it reminded me I have show and tell. So first off, I can't mail these gnomes. They're just a little bulky to, a white pom-pom. Oh yeah, that would be good too, Fran. Oh, I love your ideas. Okay, ladies, what are other ideas that you could put in here? So this little jar is about 2 inches across. So what are other things you could put in there? I'd love to get some ideas for that. And while I'm doing that, for everybody who leaves a comment tonight, or if you are a bell on the hat, I'm sounding really random abstract as I'm talking to you. I'm seeing your ideas and getting, ooh, yeah, that would be good, a bell on the hat. So back on track, Lillian. Normally, I send the card to draw names from those who share this video, and I love if you would continue to share the video. But tonight, everybody who leaves a comment or puts the word shared or what in the comment section, your names are all going into a draw, and I'm drawing, and whoever's name is drawn will get this packet of embellishments. It's the matte decorative dots, which you know I have used so much. All right, so now some show and tell. This came from a lady called Linda, and it's with this little saying here, I am a little snowman, as you can plainly see. Use me as a gift tag or hang me on the tree. So there's a neat way of using your circles like that. So cute. So thank you, Linda. So I'm sharing things that I've received. Kelly sent me this card. And I love how there's the dark tree behind the silver tree, and they're just offset a little bit. So another gorgeous card. This one, I never got the polar bear bundle, and I really wished I had, and Karen sent me this. So Karen, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you can see, I think it's blends likely she's used there, and it's sparkly there, but she's just got the color in behind the cutout. So, and the verse is from The Peaceful Cabin. This is from Marilyn. So again, the gorgeous paper there and some snowflakes. This is using the, oh, I'm blanking out on the name of the suite, but just stamping right there. And this would be good for any other occasion. Just take happy birthday in there or something like that. So really blessed. And here's another card. I've shown it before, but just to remind you, it's made with the same suite. And this is the same bundle where I used the little gnome beards from. And then this was a stamp set from last year, the Curvy Christmas, and Judy sent me that. So thank you, everyone. And then last but not least, I received this little 3D item. It's a box from my friend Diana, and it's got a little drawer with some yummy candy in there, and I haven't eaten it yet. That's a small miracle. But look at this. You open it up, and it is an easel. Let me just see. Can you see that? So this is raised up, and so that pops up so it could sit on your desk like that, and then the treats can be inside. So, so cute for that. So what did you say, Roz? You'd put spare change in it. Ooh, yeah, money goes in there beautifully. I missed some of the others. I'll have to go back and read, because you know very well that if I'm reading then and talking, then a disaster is happening. But anyway, so there's the show and tell. Here are the little gnomes that we made, and like that. And where's the other little one? Oh, I'll grab just one of them. So there's a little refresher. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I will try to be back next Monday, but I don't know. So just watch my comments in the comment section. And for everybody, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a really special time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.